I'm Jamila,
And
and
this
this is
is
Book
Book
Club
Club
Banter.
Banter. Lovely.
Welcome.
Woo!
Welcome.
Cheer, 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 cheer.
Shout out to the rooftops. It's Book Club Banter.
Okay.
What is it? Book Club
Better go to the beat, make some.
Banter.
Wait, better go to
Let's
the studio and go make some beats.
This is Book Club Banter.
Absolutely.
I'm
So this
Jamila.
is our pilot episode.
Yeah, we felt like we could add to the bookish space when
Yeah.
it comes to like book reviews and book banter and just like book fun.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to add our own little 2 cents to the book space, and we decided to do it via YouTube because I think that would be a good format and a fun format to do it.
Yeah. I know for me this came about because we read a book and we recapped this book in our own personal little book club. We recapped this book
Two-person
for
book club.
about an hour. I said, damn. And then my fiance was like, y'all should sound like a podcast in there. And I said, ding, ding, ding.
And that's it.
I said,
See,
you
but
know
we
what?
should share our opinions.
You know, everybody sits down with their friends like, this should be a podcast. This should be a movie. And
People love
truly,
buying these mics.
truly, as if we need more podcasts. But this is necessary.
This is necessary. This
It's
is informative.
needed.
We're not going to be here talking about relationships outside these books or what's 50-50
Oh, God.
or
Hell
who
no.
if your mom was supposed to sit in the front seat
Ooh.
or if your wife is. Like, that's not what's going on in here unless it's really funny. But other than that, that's not
what this is. This is not another hot takes podcast as far as
outside of books. There will be some hot takes about books,
Yeah.
though. It'll be some hot takes about tropes. There'll be some hot takes
Yeah.
about 5 stars when they are deserved, and
Yes.
5 stars when they're not deserved. There's
Yeah.
going to be some hot takes. We're probably not going to always be on the right side of history.
I don't agree with that. I feel like everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Yes.
And I feel like us especially, like, we may not agree on a book review
That's
because
true.
we like very different things at times. But I feel like that's also the beauty of it because we don't always have to agree. But the one thing we can agree is some of these books don't all need 5 stars. It's getting out of hand, y'all, but it's okay because at the end of the day, it's not easy being an author.
It's not.
It's not easy. I didn't write a book, even though I attempted to on Wattpad at 15 years old.
Do it again. I'm always encouraging Wattpad writers to get back in the game.
Apparently, it's not the same Wattpad, but
get back in the game.
But you know, I do feel like also how this came about is we on the hunt for a actual like worthy like 5-star book. Like we want that. We deserve that.
Yeah. Even if it's like 5 stars, a 4.5.
Yeah.
We're looking for something that is not just 5 stars because of the story itself, but 5 stars because of the writing, because of the character development, because of the scenes, because of the plot line. Like, we want to read a legitimately 5-star book, especially from some of these indie artists, authors, because we want to definitely give indie authors their roses because they deserve, because again, like you said, writing books is hard. I'm not going to be trying to write a book, so I know it's hard and I think they deserve it. But sometimes I do think that in order to be better, you need sometimes
criticism is okay.
Criticism is okay.
Not positive criticism. What is it? What's the
Constructive.
word? Constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. Okay. Yeah. We're not criticizing just to criticize or to hate.
No.
And we're not the only ones that feel this way either. As she scrolls TikTok,
there are some opinions that I very much share. Yeah. And sometimes they be beating them people up in them comments.
Y'all don't have. Please don't beat us up.
I'm like, hey, we come in peace. If we don't like
this is supposed to be fun.
If we don't like your fave book,
it's all right.
Suggest us another book that you think we might like. Like, we will read them. That's the thing. I'm never against like reading a book and hoping that this is going to be the book that takes us to a place where we're like absolutely love 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, whatever the case may be. This is not a place to absolutely destroy indie book authors, Black book
if anything,
authors,
it's uplifting.
Because it's like, this is where, because we blacks deserve greatness, and we
Yeah.
deserve, and no one should be above criticism, black or not. Like,
No. And it's okay.
And it can be constructive, because that's
Yeah.
what it's going to
A
be.
lot of us will maybe over criticize as kids from our mothers, but you know what? It's okay. Little criticism is okay.
No, little criticism.
And I'm sure there'll be plenty of criticism for here. Let's catch up real quick. How's your week been?
Oh my God. I am in my final week of half marathon training. I have a half marathon coming up in the next like 4 days. So I've been doing that. But I thought your girl thought she was down for the count.
No.
Yeah, I got this crazy migraine a couple of days ago.
Oh no.
And then I got really dizzy while I was driving my car. And then I explicit these things that happened to me, and I thought I was gonna have to go to the ER.
When was this? Are you dehydrated?
I've been drinking so much water. I've been eating so much food. I think it was Sunday. I want to say it was Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you recovered. What'd you do?
And honestly, I don't remember what day that was. It was such a blur. What's
You're
today?
eating
Tuesday.
in between these runs, right?
I'm eating
not just
so
a day.
much. I'm eating.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doubling your water intake?
Yeah. It was either Sunday or Monday. No, it wasn't Monday. Yeah, Monday was yesterday.
Yeah,
it was either
Sunday, probably.
Sunday. It might have been Sunday. That's what I
Wow. Sorry about that.
Yeah, girl.
But you recovered.
Like, yeah. I thought we was going to call the ER.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
It just was for that day.
It was so weird.
Okay.
It was so weird. I was like, I had a migraine the entire day, kind of an aura migraine, because I get these aura migraines. So I felt it like hovering all day. Oh. And I was like, it's going to be fine. And then I had to go run an errand, help my friend do something. And I was following him in his car to help him with stuff. And the lights were blinding me. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, I've had these migraines. And then I started getting really hot. And I started getting dizzy. And I was like, am I dying? I was dying.
I'm sorry, friend.
I threw up all my food.
Oh.
It was awful.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was I was so confused.
Yeah.
I was like,
maybe it just was exhaustion.
I don't know. I didn't even run that hard that day. It was so confusing. It was the most confusing situation.
Yeah, so you trained for the half marathon. Yes, we're very proud of you. No matter what. We're going to be there cheering you on. Okay?
I appreciate it.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
I'm not. I decided I'm not, because
it's like your first marathon, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I decided I'm no longer putting pressure on myself, because these knees were acting a little wobbly. And so I feel like anything that I can accomplish when I know my knees aren't at their 100%
already doing it.
is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Because people can't even walk. I've been seeing some hobbling people out that are young. So it's like, I have to be proud of myself for doing what I do. So it doesn't matter.
You probably have some unresolved injury in there.
I told you about that diagnosed arthritis that like spiritual healer lady came to my job when I was like 15, and she was, and I was like, I'm having little aches, and she was like, yes. And she like rubbed her hands like this across my knees, and she was like, I think it's a little bit of adolescent arthritis. And I said, okay.
Wait, where was this? Did you say at school?
At my job when I was 15.
At the little carnival place, whatever.
Formerly known as, actually, I won't be.
Don't.
I used to work at a fun park. I used to work at a fun park when I was like 15 and 16.
Kids running a damn amusement park. It's crazy.
Kids running an amusement park is
probably still is
insane. Honestly, how was your week?
Oh, my week was good. I celebrated my 4-year anniversary.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's crazy, right?
4 years already.
Time flies, but also feels so long at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. This is obviously this is my longest relationship. I'm engaged and congrats. Black love for real.
Black positive love.
Oh no, it really is
black positive love. Yeah, not just black love, because people love to be like black love, and it'd be foolishness. Ups and downs. She ain't writing. I will say this one thing for sure and two things for sure. I ain't never seen this man post no, she been with me through the ups and the downs.
Oh, no.
She been with me through so much. When I had my back against the wall, she was there for me, lifting me up off the feet, washing my
Not
back.
me.
When in the ups and downs, be fighting demons and impregnating side hoes
No,
that's never. That's not the black love we talking about.
What we were trying to accomplish here. Mm-mm. But
we talking about black love.
Yeah, real positive, real nerdy love over here. So he got me gifts, so it was really nice. I got some new coloring books, and I got
It was loud in
it's
here.
also not so dark.
It did get dark.
Yeah.
Speed us up.
Okay.
That was gonna be good.
Okay, so yeah, I got some cute gifts. It was really sweet. Woke up. It was like a Christmas morning, low key. Like he got me. He set it up real cute. He's learning. Like he set up real. Got a little LED 4.
Aww.
Girl, I come out the bed. He's like, "Happy anniversary!" And I'm looking. I'm like, I don't have my glasses on. And I'm like, what is this glare? He goes, "Go put your glasses on
first."
And I go come back. I was like, "Oh, sweet," because I thought the little LED, the little bulb light. Yes. I thought it was the glare from the sun, like coming in through the window.
Ruin the vibe. So what is that?
He said, "Redo this." So I got some really nice coloring books because that's been my hobby as of late. And some blind boxes.
I love that.
He found out how pricey Labubus are, so he did it.
Because what is that about, Pop Mart? Why are Labubus costing $45, $55 when they used to be $20?
Yeah,
and they didn't even need to be $20; they needed to be.
You know why? Because the damn internet.
But now, what are y'all gonna do when y'all over manufacture them and you can't sell them? You're gonna be selling them to us for $5. I can't wait for the day.
Yeah, there's so many other things too. Also,
I got me a little. She's not over here.
Oh, your little monster.
Yeah, what are those things called?
I don't know what that is.
Fuglies? I got a little fugly. $5. So cute and actually ugly.
Where'd you get it?
Five Below.
Okay, I got a little keychain also. But anyways, yeah. So
your blind boxes are keychains?
It was the blind box keychain. It was really cute. That's what I wanted. And then I also we did some unboxing. That was really cute, really fun. He got himself some, I got me some. I love that. Then my gift was a service, and we did a whole spa service. And then we went to the spa on Sunday, got massages. Massages are always funny because, and I went to esthetician school, so I know about the board, and like sometimes I'd be like, y'all not following the rules in here. Why my ass out? Why do I feel a breeze? Why are you touching me there?
Yeah, you a little too close to the crack.
Yeah, like I just get a little nervous, but then at the same time, I was raised by a very like hippie-ish mother. So at the same time, I'd be like, it is what it is. Like I'm here, I'm naked, massage his butt. You know what I mean?
No, I'm all here for even if it's above regulation or not, or below regulation. I don't know. Massage his butt as best as you
get in there. Just keep that blanket on me. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to feel cold or breathe. There was one I went to that happened.
I don't want your hand in my butt crack.
No, this isn't a happy ending type of vibe.
Elbow in those butt muscles. Because the thing out this wagon that I'm
wagon. It's heavy.
She heavy, okay? This burden I'm carrying back there. She need a little something in there. So I get it. That makes sense. Look how slow he's walking.
Let's get into this book. It's also raining. We are a small business and we use natural lighting. So please bear with us. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
We interrupt this broadcast to remind you to like, subscribe, and comment down below.
And don't forget to follow us on all social media, which we'll also have linked below.
Now back to the video. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about 10,000 Hours with a Menace.
By Jaquel J.
Jaquel J. And we read this book about a month ago, and we're going to kind of speed through it for future episodes, we'll probably be more fresh in the brain. But this was the book that started it all for us, and really, we had notes. And again, it's not easy writing a book. I just want to clarify that. And I know she probably put a lot of time. She has so many books. She has so many books.
She's
and
such a writer.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Jamila introduced this book to me because she found it. Do you want to talk about how you found it?
Can't remember. I want to say that I got this book from Book Talk.
You did. You got it from Book Talk.
Yeah.
And it was in comments about the
best.
That's
what it was.
Isn't our last? The only reason I know that is
boyfriend. That's what it was. The best book boyfriend.
Yes.
Someone was talking about the best book boyfriend, and people were in the comments naming out all these boyfriends, and they named out Menace, and a lot of people were naming like Menace. Yeah. And I was like, Zaya, we should read this book with this guy named Menace in it, because they said he a good book boyfriend, and that's what we're looking for: good book boyfriends in urban fiction, because you might see good book boyfriends in like contemporary Black romance, which is cool. We love that. But sometimes you don't see it as much in
the urban
like
the urban space. I always feel weird with the whole urban word, but that's neither here nor there. Like when they call like urban music, that's a side tangent.
Because even when people even confused contemporary Black romance for urban, because it doesn't equal
because
urban,
at the end of the day,
it's just because Black people
contemporary.
Yeah, because it's just a romance.
It's a romance
with
book.
A little bit of, and sometimes they have a little bit of sexy scenes.
Yeah,
but like that does not mean just because it immediately goes to like urban fiction because it got Black people as characters. And I've seen that mistake happen more than once all across the book sphere, and I do think that also always needs to be corrected, that there can be books with Black characters that does not equate immediately urban books.
Yeah.
And there are urban books that are made to be like that, just like how there is romance, contemporary romance, with other people of other colors like white, and then they also have, what is it, like mafia romance, what is it, dark romance, and that has mostly, anytime you hear about dark romance,
it's the idea that because this is the blanket statement of romance, and then it becomes urban romance becomes like other, like the other category, and it's like contemporary, it's romance. I don't like when they try to other us, and I don't like that the idea that romance, that the mainstream is white.
Yes, like Black people don't have romance.
We're gonna have our experiences in life are going to be different. Yes.
But we still have romance. We still get romantic things to happen. We can still have, just like coming of age. That's another day for another story for another day. But coming of age, they act like Black people don't come of age.
Crazy.
Like only white people have those stories, and it's like, no, Black people have those same stories that are not infiltrated by trauma because the police is knocking on their door.
And it's like we can have Black people are not a monolith. And we have so many different stories, experiences, and all of them are they need to be told. I just don't like that the majority, what feels like the majority of these certain books of a Black coming of age is very trauma heavy.
Yeah.
And that doesn't discount the traumatic events that a lot of Black people go through.
Yeah.
But sometimes we want escapism, just like these other books. They get to have escapism. That's when I started reading, was as a teen, and just completely escaping from my reality of these books, from school, from homework, from my home life, into these books. And that was a side tangent, but I truly believe that all our romance deserves to be romance. I think for easy lookup, it's nice to have our own section. But sometimes the separation be killing me. It's like, don't discount us. Don't other us. We're not like other.
romance, and then black. I understand because
I
it is
understand the
hard for us to
reasoning.
find our books,
Yes.
especially if we're just going from like romance to black romance. It is hard to find our books in the bookstores because there are so many other romance books by others, by whites. Most white characters are gonna be romance, 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 while the black authors might be scattered here and there, and you have to be looking for them. And sometimes people don't know the authors; they just want to find a book that looks with characters that look like them. And so like even when I go and look for books at the library or I look for them at the bookstore, sometimes I'm just looking for books that look like me, and then I can read the back of them. But when there's a sea of people who don't look like me, it's hard to find that. So I do like when I see the section that says black romance or black whatever characters or whatever the case may be, because I'm like,
categories
all right, cool,
but
I can pinpoint it. But don't make it seem like that's the only category. Like it gotta be black romance
and that's
or romance, and then the
it's
black
a subcategory of romance, but it's not an other. So that was important. But
that's a side tangent. But here we talking about urban
romance today. 10,000 Hours with a Menace is definitely an urban romance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a little different than a contemporary romance.
All right, so this is the book description according to Goodreads. It's from Amazon. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. Okay, 10,000 Hours with a Rich Menace, Caselli Family Book 1. This book has a full 5 stars, 9,928 reviews, and this is the description. Imagine your best friend invites you on an all expenses paid trip, luxury at its finest. A 5-star resort, designer shopping sprees, fine dining, and balling out like there's no tomorrow. She swears her new man is a head over heels for her and doesn't mind spending big. While she's out on a date, you decide to unwind with a bubble bath. The warmth relaxes you, lulling you into comfort. You dip your head beneath the water, letting the silence consume you. But when you resurface, the silence is shattered. A man is standing there, watching you. Before you can scream, where was I? So sorry. Before you can scream, darkness takes over. You're knocked out, blindfolded, tied up, and on a jet. Your paradise suddenly replaced with the cold reality of Staten Island, New York. That's when you learn the truth. Your best friend stole a lot of money from a very powerful man, a man with ties to an even more powerful family. And to save herself, she didn't run. She offered you up instead. The blindfold is yanked away, but at first all you see is darkness. Then as your vision adjusts, you lock eyes with him, a tall, brown-skinned man, his body inked with tattoos. I can't scroll this bitch. Okay. Okay. One look, one breath, and you realize the truth. You've been handed over to Menace Caselli, not as prisoner, as his wife. And that's the description. So we read this, yes, and let's get into it. And this is where spoilers are gonna happen. So spoiler alert.
Just quick spoiler, since this book was read over a month ago, so it's not gonna be as fresh. But I will say this, as I was saying earlier, even though we're gonna spice it together or whatever, how we're gonna do it is the author's note starts off with, this is the first book of the Caselli family, and you don't need to read any other books. As I continue to read this book, I find that was false. There was many parts of said book, of this book, that I was like, how do these characters know each other? This is confusing me. There's
a lot of references to a past
kind
situation.
Of like, oh, they have some type of relationship outside of this situation, and to me, that found me longing for, like, being confused for many chapters, or so chapters or few, of being like, okay, well, did I miss something? Like, I'm thinking I missed something. So luckily, like, reading the book with you, I'm like,
we honestly piece things together.
Did you read this part? Did you not read that part? Like, am I the one confused or whatever the case may be? So I do feel like the author's note led me a little bit little bit astray
Yeah.
with telling me I did not need to read the book, because going forward as I read it, I do think we needed to
It would have been
read.
helpful.
Yes, I do think it would be helpful
Yeah.
for me having read some past world. And I don't even know which books I could have read to make me feel like I would have known what was going on, but maybe all of them. I don't know. But I do think
Yes.
that part was kind of, to me, a part that I think she was a little bit of a miss as a person who was freshly reading the books. And maybe this is something that has, because I didn't really see this part in the reviews, and I think it may be because she has such a
She's a
fandom.
huge world. She's
And
built like a
such
universe.
Yeah, she's built such a big universe
Yeah.
that many people were looking forward to this book, meaning they've read every other one of her books. And as someone who's coming straight from fresh, she knew to me, this is book one. I do think that and maybe that was a little clouded, and maybe because people didn't complain, it didn't matter, because a lot of people didn't read this book first. But this is my first book, and I literally was like, why are these characters so familiar to each other? How does this person know this person? Like, what am I missing out of? And I think that gave me a disadvantage, a disservice, honestly, reading
this is I'm looking at the author's note, and I remember this is my very first impression of the author, and she wrote, "This is fiction. Don't write this book off because the FMC is different. Female character, I believe."
Yeah.
And then she puts in brackets, because some of y'all be harder on these women characters than the men. And parentheses. Did I, bold, mention it's a fictional book written for entertainment? So she came out really strong.
So that means she's gotten the critiques before from her fan base, honestly.
Maybe, yeah.
Who are going like hard, but that's another thing. Like, that is fine if you've been part of her fan base, but as people who are trying to really
maybe this wasn't the best first book to read from her universe. I don't know, but she does say this is a
she says it a lot. It's a standalone book. And then and of course we're gonna see. I think there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more books to his family.
Yeah,
because I know another book is coming out either this year or next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my first kind of being like, okay, that part was a little bit,
Yeah, that's the intro to the author. I mean, I did keep in mind that she said this. Don't write the book off because the female character is different. So I did keep that in mind heavily. I said, is she writing this girl on purpose like this?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I haven't read any other books. Again, maybe this just wasn't the best first book. But we have notes. We're gonna run through those real quick. Maverick's chapter. I believe that's the second chapter.
I think so.
The two houses. I said, they explained there's two houses. I said, what are they doing? Selling cat? Are they pimp houses? They didn't really explain to me what these houses are. They explained the two houses. Like, his dad created a side house, like a sub house off his uncle. It gave, like, they did you learn later on, because this was my first chapter note, that they had damn near direct quote, they had their hands in everything.
Yeah, that is what he said.
Also, I was told both parents died, but his dad wasn't even home. Like, the way she described the death of the dad, but like also said in the same like paragraph that the dad was out of state or out of country. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think the way, I think that was supposed to be like, how could the dad? I think that what I think
I was also writing these as I was reading.
Yeah, I think I interpreted it as the character himself, Menace, was like, my dad's supposed to be out of town, right? And he ends up not being out of town because he's being murdered in town. And I think that how it may have been just written down was kind of confusing.
And this is a perfect example of what happened throughout the whole book. It's like, I would be a little confused about something, and you would have to basically come up with the reasoning for me because the reasoning wasn't in the book. Yeah. Maybe I need too much. I don't know. I said, how old is he through all this? A big thing for me throughout the book is age. Like, I can't pinpoint people's age as he's growing up. It's just kind of like he grew up.
Yeah.
There's no clear
where he is as the chapters go by. Which, it's like, we know he grown, because at the end of the day he does get older and he's grown. Yeah. There's a point where he is like he gets child, and he gets diagnosed with again, spoiler, with his autism
and ADHD.
Yeah, like autism, ADHD, or ADHD autism, or maybe just ADHD. 50. But yeah, there was like a gap where he was turning when he didn't speak, and then he turned like 5, and then the part where he beat up a kid, and I was a little bit confused at what part, where he was at in his age,
where he
of
was
like
at in
his
life,
life,
and certain things were happening.
Yeah, so
that
like I
seemed
think
to shape him.
Yeah, his childhood. I think the part where she gave his childhood, and maybe again, I'm not certain. I would think that this all is supposed to happen in this book because this is supposed to be book number one for this said family.
Yes.
But did his childhood get portrayed in a different book? I don't know. We have to read another book. But it felt like his childhood, which may not have been that important, but because it felt like it shaped a lot of him, I think it could have been a little bit more important.
A little
I think
more
we could have
details.
given a little bit more of
Right.
how we could function. Besides, it
Right.
felt like a little bit of a skip around of not knowing exactly where he was at and how his timeline got to where we were.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I just think it could have been a little bit more refined so that we could find his timeline a little bit better for when we get into the nitty gritty of the story of like, he's grown now, he got his whole family, his whole life, and this is what he's doing now.
Yes. This book also went back and forth chapter wise. It would start with her POV, then it'll go to his POV.
Yeah.
And then I did find it interesting, all the Italian names. I said, okay. All these Italian names, I guess, because they're from Staten Island, you just assume that everyone has Italian last names. The grandmother's backstory I found strange for the main girl character. Remember, she's named after her dad.
Yes.
And her dad was like this super ain't shit type of man, but she was named after him. And then
Wait, ladies, stop doing this. Okay. Stop naming your children out of men that you know ain't no good when you name them. Like, stop naming these children after these men in a raggedy. Especially when they're girls or boys. It doesn't matter.
Anybody.
It doesn't matter.
Like, it sucks. But I remember my biggest letdown for me with this book. One of the tropes I do not like is when the main female character is like wanted or like lusted after even more because she's a virgin. And that came up in this book. I literally wrote a virgin question mark. And she's grown at this point. Like,
she was like 28 years old. Virgin, which is fine. Everybody can virginize, whatever the case may be. But I do agree.
But then she went on to write, being a virgin wasn't on purpose. But then went on to write, you want a very specific person and experience. But then at the same time, it wasn't important. So this was a quote she wrote: men were gross until God came down and put her future husband in her arms. She was going to stay single and a virgin. And then I got from that being a virgin was important to her.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit of conflicting ideas.
And maybe that's how virgins feel. Like, maybe
I don't know,
because we did a lot of POVing, and I think all the POV with being within her head and then not being.
So I just kept thinking about like the character note, the author's note in the beginning about her not, like, this is not being a typical female character. Which maybe she's supposed to be back and forth in her head.
Yeah.
Or did the author just kind of put two different type of ideas? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah. And my last few notes were I was very confused about basically certain people coming into the book. I literally have, where did Cornell come from? I'm confused.
Yes.
And that is something like, these are just notes that, again, I wrote down. I was reading.
I do think that the one thing, and maybe again, because this is our first book with said author.
Yeah.
I do think it's a situation where, because we're not used to her writing style, because she does introduce characters with also a lot of different names. So a lot of the characters were being called by different names and nicknames.
So many
by different characters. So a lot of names were being thrown out all the time, and it felt like I don't know, I almost felt like I had to be there in a book that I've never read before. So it kind of, that to me was a little bit confusing. And again, it could be a personal situation where I'm confused because of whatever. But I do feel like the amount of nicknames that was going on, because like Cornell
So
and
many.
Nell and there was like, not Nell, but remember girl.
It was a lot.
I think it was the brother.
It was a lot. Do you have any do you have any like specific highlights you have that you found funny? Or
I think the character was funny. I think she wrote him really well. Like Menace was supposed to be like this mysterious, very serious character, but he had some really funny one-liners. Like he was cracking me up. I do think that she wrote him really well in that space, because I was like, there's many moments where I like laughed out loud with the things that he said. And the way that he kind of operated himself and things like that. So I do think that the character Menace himself was a good character. Do I think he was the best book boyfriend?
That's what the people are saying.
According to the people, I don't think he was. I think that he could have been.
Their romance wasn't there for me.
Yeah, I didn't feel the romance as I wanted to feel it. I wanted, like, he was going hard for her. Not going to take that out. He went hard for her. People said something about her, he was ready to running up.
Anybody from her past.
If people didn't say nothing about her, he was running up. Like he thought whispers, that his little one-liners. Like he said something to this guy that was like, "You think, don't you think you're gonna be calling my wife beautiful?" And then the guy was like, "Yeah, your wife's beautiful. Don't be calling my wife beautiful." Like he was going hard for her. But I felt like I wish there was more development
in their
of the relationship, of the romance. Like I wanted to see a little bit more romance. Like I know he was supposed to be doing a little stuff. I know he had a little bit of autism, but I did want, or ADHD. I wanted just a little bit more of the romance.
I wanted a little bit more of their story development. Yeah. We got a little bit of each character's development in a way. One of the highlights, I will say, she must be a comedian within her writing, because this is page 56 highlight. It's fucking Rick James, bitch. I mean, Stevie, I said.
I remember that scene. So I'm like, I know this girl's funny. I know she's a funny writer. Like she has to be. She knows where to throw in those little pop like references to say things that are like funny. And I do agree with, like, I think she's funny. I think she's a funny writer.
Yeah.
Because I also have that written down. It's fucking Rick James, bitch. I mean Stevie.
Yeah. I also have Menace chapter. Family had our hands into everything. The Eaton name made the entire world rotate. Mm-hmm. And I said, now what do y'all do? It just was a lot of vagueness. But I was like, dang, they got a lot of reach, huh? They got a lot of reach.
Yeah.
They do a lot. That's as much as I can tell.
Yeah.
Do you remember the side part about Menace and his side chick, and he
Tomorrow fucking the dog? Yeah! I just scrolled by that. I just scrolled my notes by that.
I just saw
that.
It.
Was actually
that was insane. I was so confused. I wrote literally like question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
That's literally my note.
What is going on here?
Yeah, like that was weird.
It got real crazy.
It got real crazy. And I do like when it gets a little insane, because I do think if we're gonna be ridiculous, just take it to the next level. Take it all the way there. So him being suspicious of his ex fling whatever she was to him, possibly fucking dogs, because she being weird.
Insane.
I like that. I like the little razzle dazzle to it.
Menace also had like an infatuation with picking at people's faces. Do you remember that?
Yes, when he was
picking. As I continued to pick Shorty's wig. Why are you picking that wig?
To me, was like a little back and forth, hilarious. Because he was also like a germaphobe.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that. Yeah. Like I get like almost it, but it was just like he's a germaphobe. So why is he doing this to a complete stranger who has not bathed in days because he's been holding her captive?
Yeah.
For a week, because that was crazy.
This looks crazy. Hold on, let's fix this. I feel like I was confused about character descriptions, like what they look like. That was a thing.
Yes, I wanted more development on what these characters look like, because I feel like by the time I got to like mid book, I was kind of like, wait, what does this girl look like?
I don't know if everyone is like this. I truly don't. But for me, when I read a book, I'm envisioning it all. Like it's playing in my head, like a movie almost.
Like a movie. Mine too.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I visualize it like a movie, and I visualize it as best as I can to what the author has given me. Like, yes, we got like like how we described Menace was like he was dark skinned with tattoos. Boom, I got that part. But I didn't get like a good enough like face on him. I didn't get like his hair. Even her, like Stevie, I feel like I didn't get enough of what Stevie looks like. At some point, it was like she has curls, and they were strawberry blonde curls. But
is that a wig?
Yeah, but
is that her actual hair?
I think it was her actual. No, that was her actual hair because she never speaks about wigs through
he
the
picked at somebody's wig.
That was that girl,
the
best friend who was sleeping with her dad that she didn't know, because that was crazy. Love that plot twist. That was a good little plot twist. Like
that
sleeping
was insane.
with the daddy
this
and
girl,
didn't know.
She randomly met this girl.
Baller girl.
They go on this whirlwind adventure. She gets kidnapped. And then you never meet the man she's talking about. Oh, he got
money. He got money. He's spending money on me.
It ends up being her dad.
Ends up being the main female main character's daddy, who was a deadbeat, who she's named after. When they get there, the reason she gets kidnapped is because they think that she's part of it. The part that was confusing to me, or not even that confusing to me, but that was another part of being like, I think we should have had to read another book, is because the assistant, Jefferina, knew who Stevie was. Yeah. How does she know who she is if this is book 1? And
Jefferina is in a relationship
with his
with
Stevie's cousin. Man.
Yeah, they're in a three-way open relationship. She does touch on that.
They touch on it, but it's like you could tell they touched on it.
I needed to know what was going on.
Yes, I feel it was touched on.
I felt like I was coming to someone else's conversation.
Yes, that's what it kind of felt throughout the whole book, even though it kept saying it's a standalone book. Yeah. And I do think that if she had not preferenced this with it's a standalone book, I think I wouldn't have pushed, been like, what is, I thought this was a standalone book. I'm confused. Yeah. So I feel like if she would have said, read this book and this book to kind of catch up, or kind of like, this is book 1 of this family. But if you really want to be in there, add this part in. Or she could have just not included these types of relationships, because I literally was like, how would she know anything about Stevie, and I don't even know who this girl is in this book, and this is just the start of the book. It definitely was, you needed to be there before this. Like you said, I walked into your conversation.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times through my notes, I'm like, there's people mentioned, and I'm like, who? Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Was it who?
Yeah, she had like named everyone, a lot of characters. She had a lot of characters in the book that did not go anywhere besides that one page. So it was like this person, this person, this person, and it was kind of like, okay, are these the nicknames to people that we already know, or are these new people? And then there would be new people, but then they would not be carried on throughout the chapter because they would be done from that page 1.
There was a specific point in with us reading this book where we're talking. The book is done. We're talking. And Jamila's breaking some scene down to me. And I'm like, but who was that? I kept seeing this Don person. So there was a major point where his siblings are talked about, full named, and they come. It made it seem like they only see each other every once in a while. Mm-hmm. And then she continues to then say like his right-hand man is Don. Mm-hmm. Or like somebody within the fam is Don, and I come to find out
it's Landon.
It's Landon.
Even though
his name is Landon.
Landon is usually pronounced Landon. Maybe it was pronounced Landon.
I was
so that's why
confused.
It was, or maybe they're calling him Don. Landon.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I do think that was the part was
the way it didn't click for me.
Yeah. Who? They can say who? Who is Don?
And then I would come to, it was a lot of nicknames, girl.
Yeah.
A lot of nicknames.
Yeah.
It just became a little convoluted for me. Just a little
bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
I think though, all in all, I personally feel like I was a little I'm gonna say I gave it, out of 5 stars, I gave it 2. For me, that's my personal rating. Mm-hmm. I found myself wanting more.
Yeah.
Like, this book wasn't short, okay?
It also wasn't
short. It's like 400-something pages.
Yeah.
And I felt like within those 400-something pages, I wanted to know a little bit more about my character. Mm-hmm. like when they would flashback or do all these things, it did leave me wanting more.
Yeah.
In a sense of just wanting to know more about these people because I'm invested. I'm sorry, I get invested in my characters in my book.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially again, because it was stated so many times that it was a standalone book, that if I'm thinking it's a standalone book that's not going to get a part 2, that's not going to have another thing, I do think that it could have been fleshed out a little bit more for as long as it was. I also think this book could have been a book 2 of the same storyline. Like, I get, like, again, like, I'm very, very new to this author's universe, but I don't know if this is how she writes, but I would have loved if this book could have been 2 parts. Like, it could have been, this is the beginning of their story, this is the end of their story, and then we could have moved on to why that other couple, which is Stevie's cousin and his brother and Jefferina, who's his assistant, are in a relationship together, because obviously that started in a different book. Like, that did not, that
there was like
did not
it didn't click for book. Me. It didn't click. I was getting confused. It would just casually say,
that relationship.
This person's with this, and then her cousin.
Her cousin
was so much.
Oh, I know her cousin. How do you know her cousin? You definitely know her cousin from a different book. You don't know her cousin from this book, because that was never part of this book. So I do think that I do wish that we could have fleshed out more of that and figuring out why that was written in that way. And I also wish that she may have not said that it was a standalone book, so then I would have not read it as a
wouldn't
standalone
have
book.
had the expectations.
And I would have had expectations that it was a standalone book. And then I would have also known, hey, this is definitely going to be a book 2, because all these characters in here are going to get fleshed out even more for me, and I'll be getting them in a book 3 or book 4 or whatever the case may be. So again, with your rating, I think out of 5, my rating was also like a 2. I believe there was also a 2, and that was the reason. I do think that it was a well-written book. Like, I do think she wrote it well. Like, there was not too, like, we all have typos. Like, look, we're indie. People are indie authors. There's typos, there's grammatical errors, there's things like that. I can kind of, okay. With that being said, that's what I would give it. I'm not saying that I would not read another one of her books, because there is another book to this second one, and
I think I would read a whole nother one,
like another series.
Yeah, I think I would just need some time. I think we're gonna go through some more books, and then maybe down the line we come back to her. If anything, she gives us plenty to read.
Yeah, we have.
I'm gonna take a little break though.
At the final review, I think
a 2 is very fair for me.
Out of 5.
That's just my opinion. Out of 5. It's not out of 10. 3 would be in the middle. It just felt a little short for me, and that's okay. I'm going to, read another book, and maybe another book is like brand new. Like I need to step into like a brand new family with no expectations, and I think it'll like be okay. But
yeah, and that was our review on
that on that
10,000 Hours with a Menace by Joelle J. And if you have your own opinions, again,
please, I'm super open to them.
I want to hear your own opinions.
I
want to hear why you love the book. I want to hear what was the best parts of the book for us. Change. I mean, you could try to change our minds on how we felt about the book. Also, let us know about the other books that she reads. She writes.
What's your favorite book by Joelle J?
Because we would like to read those things, because we are here to read in our comfort zone, outside our comfort zones. Like, these are books that we often read, so we're not one of those like, oh, I would like to read them. I do think there's a place for these books.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to be shocked by a new book where she like really digs deep. So, I mean, I look forward to it, and I'm sorry if this review felt rushed, or I know we didn't get into a lot. Again, we read this book a month ago, so there's that. And it birthed this podcast at the end of the day. So
it really did. Because
it gave us a lot to talk about at the time.
Yeah. Because to start, I don't know if we mentioned this earlier, but we started reading these books because I think we did talk about this.
We're looking for
just looking for good, fleshed out, good character development, good plot lines from urban fiction to start with, because that's one of the genres that we read. I read a lot of genres, and I can't. We probably, possibly might dibble dabble in dark romance, but I can judge these books because I'm reading these books. I'm criticizing these books, so I'm criticizing these books. I cannot criticize books that I have not read, and I'm not saying that my criticisms
books are going to have criticism.
Yeah, and I can't say that these criticisms can't go to other books like dark romance books, but I can't criticize books I ain't read.
Yeah, and when we get there, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because it will come.
It will come.
That day will come.
Yeah, one of
those. Because I don't mind.
Yeah, you will definitely probably read a dark romance book that you will suggest for us to read for our
book I mean, it gets crazy over on that side, and it's very crazy. It's like, sometimes I can't relate. I can't relate.
Sometimes it gets a little it gets a little too crazy, a little crazy,
and it's like, again, like, there's a lot of criticism for those too. It's just we'll get there when we get there. We'll get there when we get there. Word of the day. Do 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 do. Word of the day. Yeah, so this is gonna be one of my favorite segments, Word of the Day. It's important. Let's get into it. There's not much to say.
So the word of the day is impetuous. It's an adjective, spelled IMPETUOUS. Mm-hmm. Impetuous is a synonym of impulsive that describes a person who is acting without thought, or an action that is done without thought. That impetuous decision could have cost us everything we worked so hard for.
Yes. Do you have any impetuous decisions you've made?
Not eating before running a long run, thinking I'm gonna be okay.
No.
And then the sun start beaming.
Not good.
The humidity on 12,000.
Not good.
And I'm dying outside.
That concludes our episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be dropping episodes every Thursday, okay?
Yes, please look out for them.
We need to let the people know what to read next week.
We're going to go a little different direction because, of course, we're reading... No, don't like that either. Anyways, next week, we're going to read the new Amazon original stories. Amazon got together with like 6 different authors. Very popular authors that people know. It's Allie Hazelwood, Christina Lauren, JT Geisinger, Ruby Dixon, Katie Robert, and Kimberly Lemon, and they've written 6 short stories. It's called Fall for Something Wicked. So we're gonna choose 2. I think we're gonna start with the Allie Hazelwood and the Kimberly Lemon books, and we're gonna review those for next week. Those are good fall reads. They're like monsters, vampires. It's supposed to be a little bit of sexy.
What are the titles?
A little bit of something on there. So the Allie Hazelwood's book is called Hot for Slayer, and it's a vampire romance. Kimberly Lemming is My Boyfriends Are All Monsters, so she got some monster vibes in there, which also probably is going to be a little bit sexy. I personally really love Kimberly Lemon books, so I'm looking forward to reading this.
I've read a few Allie Hazelwood books.
And I have never read Allie Hazelwood.
And I've never read Kimberly Lemming. Mm-hmm. Never read her.
Look at us. So that's what should be fun. We're gonna be able to read some different authors.
Yes. So yes, I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing y'all beautiful faces next week. Yeah. So cue the outro.
I give my all. That is the outro.
See you guys. Wait. See you guys next week.
Just one more
I'm leaving that in.